Yes. So in this video, I'm going to solve the question of the day 24/04/2020. So you can see I've asked two questions. So you can find the question of the day daily from the community section. So you can go through my channel and then there is a new tab, will be community tab. So in community tab, you can find the question of the day questions and you can practice and you just verify your solutions with my solutions. So I have asked two questions on linear algebra. So for the next 10 days, it will be the question of the day from linear algebra. So before attending this, please watch all the linear algebra videos in my playlist. I have uploaded around 20 videos, I think. So please go through all the videos. If you have gone through that, I'm sure that you will attend all questions. So the first question is, let T be a linear transformation R3 defined by T of x1, x2, x3 is equal to 3x1 plus x3, minus 2x1 plus x2, minus x1 plus 2x2 plus 4x3. Find the matrix of T in the ordered basis alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, where alpha 1 is equal to 1 0 1, minus 1 2 1 and 2 1 1. So that's very easy problem. So we have solved many problems in the linear algebra playlist. So what we will do is we have to find the matrix of T with respect to this basis, right? So we know the standard basis of R3 is 1 0 0 0 1 0 and 0 0 1. But that is a standard basis. But in this question, they asked us to find in with this ordered basis, that is 1 0 1, minus 1 2 1 and 2 1 1. So we will go through. We will solve this sum. So the given transformation is T of x1, x2, x3 is equal to. So it is 3x1 plus x3 and minus 2x1 plus x2, and this is minus x1 plus 2x2 plus 4x3, right? So this is what our linear transformation. So first we will find T of 1 0 1. So if I do that, I have to replace x1 by 1 and x2 by 0 and x3 by 1. So we will have 3 into 1 plus 1 minus 2 into 1 plus 0. So minus x1 is minus 1 plus 2 times x2 is 0 and 4 times x3 is 1. So you can see this is nothing but 4 this is minus 2 and this will be minus 1 plus 4. So minus 1 plus 4 will be 3. So after finding this, I have to write this as a linear combination of these three bases, right? So that is what we have been doing that is what we have to do in order to find the matrix of this corresponding transformation. So you please watch all the linear algebra playlists. So in the description you will find the linear algebra playlist. So you go through all videos, then it will be very easy for you to follow. So you have to write 4 minus 2 3 as a linear combination of these three vectors. That is, I have to write this as a linear combination of x times 1 0 1 plus y times minus 1 2 1 plus z times 2 1 1. So I have to find x y z, right? So when I find x y z, I can write that in a column form to get the first column, right? So I have to find a 3 cross 3 matrix. So these three entries are these three entries, that is we have to find the x y z. So if I multiply this x term, we will have x 0 x plus, if we multiply y, I'll have minus y plus 2y plus y, and this will be 2z, z. So when I add the component wise, so that is I have to add all the first vectors and the second vectors and the third vectors. So I'll have x minus y plus 2z as my first coordinate, and then the next will be 0 plus 2y plus z. So that is nothing but 2y plus z, and third will be, I'm adding the third component, so x plus y plus z, and here we will have 4 minus 2 3, right? So you can see that x minus y plus 2z is equal to 4 and 2y plus z is equal to minus 2 and x plus y plus z is equal to 3. So you can solve these three equations to get the x y z, but I'll give you another method, easy method. So let us mark this equation as, this mark equation as 1, right? So we have to find x y z, but we will later do that. Now we will find we have to find x y z. If I find x y z, I can write that in a column form to get the first column. So let us find the second column. So for finding the second column, we have to write the second basis, that is minus 1 2 1 as a linear combination of these three bases. So I'm following the same technique here. So this will be, so t of, so second vector on the basis is minus 1 comma 2 comma 1. So our t of x1 comma x2 comma x3 is 3x1 plus x3. So if I do that, 3 into minus 1 plus x3 comma minus 2x1 plus x2. So minus 2x1 is minus 1 plus x2, where x2 is 2, and minus x1. So it is minus of minus 1 plus 2x2. So our 2x2 is 2 plus 4 times x3. Our x3 is 1. So this is nothing but what? Minus 3 plus 1. So it will be minus 2, right? And this will be 2 plus 2, which will be 4. Here we will have 1 plus 4 plus 4, which is 9. So again I have to write minus 2 comma 4 comma 9 as a linear combination of x times 1 comma 0 comma 1 plus y times minus 1 comma 2 comma 1 and z times 2 comma 1 comma 1. So I'll get the same equation here. So it will be x minus y plus 2z comma 2y plus z and x plus y plus z. The only thing changed is the left hand side. So here we have 4 comma minus 2 comma 3, which is the answer we got here. And instead of here we will have minus 2 comma 4 comma 9. So that we have to write as a linear combination of these three bases. So these three bases are same. The right hand side will be same for any transformation. So it will be among this as 2. Now we will find, but the problem is not over. We have to find xyz for these terms, and we have to find xyz for this term, and we have to find xyz for this term. So I'm just giving you an shortcut. So we will come to know the shortcut very soon. So the third transformation, the third vector is, the basis is 2 comma 1 comma 1. So 2 comma 1 comma 1. So if I do that, I will have 3x1 plus x3. So 3x1 plus x3. Our x3 is 1 minus 2x1 plus x2 and a minus x1 plus 2x2 plus 4x3. So if I do that, we will have, so this is 6 plus 1. 6 plus 1 is 7. So I'll have 7 comma, this is minus 3 and this is nothing but 4. This minus 2 and this plus 2 will get cancelled. So I have to write this as a linear combination of these three, that the given three bases. So again this will be changed to 7 comma minus 3 comma 4 is equal to, I have to write that this as a linear combination of these three bases, that is x times 1 comma 0 comma 1 plus y times minus 1 comma 2 comma 1 plus z times 2 comma 1 comma 1. So if I simplify this, I get the same RHS. So I'll have this as x minus y plus 2z comma 2y plus z and x plus y plus z. I mark this equation as 3. So you can see this 3, you have to solve this 3 simultaneous equation, that is x minus y plus 2 is equal to 4 and 2y plus z is equal to minus 2 and x plus y plus z is equal to 3. So you can use any method. You can use Gauss elimination method or Krivas rule method to find the xyz, and again you have to solve this for xyz, and again you have to solve this for xyz. This will take a long time, right? So what I'll do is, so you can see these terms are fixed in all three equations. The only term changing is the left hand side. So here it is minus 4 comma minus 2 comma 3, and here it is what, minus 2 comma 4 comma 9, and here it is 7 comma minus 3 comma 4. So you can see these three are fixed. The only term changing here are these three terms. So what you will do is, you generally solve this equation for a comma b comma c. So what you will do is, you generally solve this equation for, so generally we solve this equation for ABC. We solve this equation for any a comma b comma c. So that means, so let this terms be as it is. So x minus y plus 2z comma 2y plus z comma x plus y plus z is equal to, let us say this is a comma b comma c, right? So this means our x minus y plus 2z is equal to a, and our 2y plus z is equal to b, and x plus y plus z is equal to c. Now we will solve these three equations to find our x, y and z. So we will solve this by using a Gauss elimination method. So I have explained this in our when solving the problems. So let us take this equation as 1, and let us take this equation as 2, and let us say this equation be 3. So let us write in the augmented matrix, so A comma B. So this will be, so I'm writing the coefficient of the vectors here, so it will be 1 minus 1 comma 2 comma A, and this is 0 and this is 2 and this is 1 and this is B, and this is 1, this is 1, this is 1 and this is C, right? So this is our A and this is our B column. So we will find the triangular form for this matrix, that is we will reduce this. So I can do, you can see already there is 0 here, so we have to make this element 0, that is we have to make this element 0, this element 0 and this element 0. So for this what I'll do is, I'll just, already this is 0, so for making this element 0, what I'll do is I'll do R3 is equal to R3 minus R1. So if I do that, we will have 1 comma minus 1 comma 2 comma A, the first two row will remain as it is, 2 comma 1 comma B, and this will be 1 minus 1 will be 0, 1 minus half minus 1 will be 2, and this will be 1 minus 2, so 1 minus 2 is minus 1, and this is C minus A, right? Now we have to make this element 0, so this element can be made 0 by just subtracting R3 is equal to R3 minus R2. So if I do that, so this will be equivalent to, so 1 comma minus 1 comma 2 comma A, and this is 0 and this is 2, this is 1 and this is B, and this is 0 and this is 2, sorry, 2 minus 2 is 0, and minus 1 minus 1, so it will be minus 2, and this is C minus A minus B. So I'm just making R3 is equal to R3 minus R2. Now you can see that this I have changed this to a triangular matrix, upper triangular matrix. Now you can make the backward substitution to get our answer. So this, that means we have to change this to the normal, back to 1 minus 1 2, and this is 0 2 1, and this is 0 0 minus 2 into x y z, and this will be equal to A comma B comma C minus A minus B. So this means when we do that in a backward substitution, we will have minus 2z is equal to C minus A minus B. So this means z is equal to C minus A minus B by 2. So this is our z, and when you solve the second equation, we will have 2y plus z is equal to B, right? So you just multiply the first row with this column and equate that to A, and you multiply the second row with this column and equate that to B, and third row with this column and equate that to C minus A minus B. So we will have 2y is equal to B minus z. So our z is already we know it is C minus A minus B by 2. So we will have, when I take LCM, we will have 2b, so this will be 2b, so minus, if I bring that inside, I will have minus a plus b by 2, and here we will have 2y, right? So 2y, so this is nothing but 2b plus b, so 2b plus b is, so 2, our a will be a as it is, and our b term will be plus 3b minus C by 2. So if I bring y to this side, so I'll have y is equal to a plus 3b minus C by 4. So this is our y. So we already found z, and we need to find x. So I solve the first equation. So it will be x minus y plus 2z is equal to a. So that means x is equal to a plus y minus 2z. So a plus, our y is a plus 3b minus c by 4 minus 2 times z. So z is here. So if I multiply this with 2, this 2 and 2 will get cancelled. So I have c minus a minus b. So if I take LCM, I will have 4a plus a plus 3b minus c, and again you will have 4 times c minus a minus b by 4, right? I'm just taking the LCM as 4. So this will be 4a plus a plus 3b minus c, and this will be minus 4c plus 4a plus 4b by 4. So this will be, so there are three terms of a, so I'll have 4a plus 4a plus a is 5a, so I have 9a, and there is 2b terms, so it will be 7b, and I will have minus 5c by 4, right? So 5a, 9a, yes, so we have found x. So what I did is, so you can also do this separately also. So for finding this x, y, z, you can solve these three simultaneous equations, that is x minus y plus 2 is equal to minus 2, and 2y plus z is equal to 4, and x plus y plus z is equal to 9. But I'm solving this. If you do this, you have to do this for three times. You have to do this for 3 times. So what I can now do is, I have found our x, y, z. So in order to find this x, y, z, what you have to do is, here a is 4 and b is minus 2 and c is 3. So we have to find x, y, z here, right? So this x, y, z can be found by just substituting a is equal to 4, b is equal to minus 2 and c is equal to 3 here. So if I do that, so we already know our x, y and z. So from the first equation, from 1 we need to find x, y, z. So what we do is, in LHS we have 4 comma minus 2 comma 3. So what you do is, you just substitute a is equal to 4, b is equal to minus 2 and c is equal to 3. So our x will be 9 times a plus 7 times b minus 5 times c by 4. So this will be 36 minus 14 minus 15 by 4. So this will be 36 minus 29 by 4, right? Yes, actually I made some mistake here. This is minus 2z, right? So minus 2z is equal to c minus a minus b, or z will be minus of c minus a minus b. Sorry. So this will be, if I bring minus inside, I'll have z is equal to a plus b minus c by 2. So this is our z value, right? So you are very careful doing the calculations. So here also it will be changed, so it will be b minus, sorry, yes, so we have z is equal to a plus b minus c by 2. So I'm just finding y and z. So these are very easy part. So you just solve the second equation. So it is 2y plus z is equal to b. So if you do that, 2y is equal to b minus z. So I'm just substituting z value, a plus b minus c by 2. So we get y as minus a plus b plus c by 4. And you solve the first equation. So first equation is x minus y plus 2z is equal to a. So for that, you just find x value from here, a plus y minus 2z. So you just substitute y and z value here. So we'll get as x is equal to minus a minus 3b plus 5c by 4, right? So what we did here is, we just find the value of a, b, c in general. So but what we need to find is, we need to find for this term, that is 4 comma minus 2 comma 3, and for minus 2 comma 4 comma 9 and 7 comma minus 3 comma 4, right? So what we will do is, we just substitute a is equal to 4, b is equal to minus 2 and c is equal to 3 in order to find x, y, z for this first equation. And for this, you just substitute a is equal to minus 2, b is equal to 4 and c is equal to 9 for finding the second equation, or find the solutions of the second equation. And here you just substitute a is equal to 7, b is equal to minus 3 and c is equal to 4. So I'll just give you one demo. So from 1 we have the LHS as 4 comma minus 2 comma 3, right? So you just substitute a, b, c here. So our x will be minus a, so it will be minus 4 minus 3 times b, it is minus 2 plus 5 times c, it is 3 by 4, and this will be equal to minus 4 plus 6 plus 15 by 4, and this will be 2 plus 15, it will be 17 by 4. And our y will be, we have found y is minus a plus b plus c by 4. This is our y value which we found. So this will be minus 4 minus 2 plus c by 4. So it will be minus 6. So minus 6 plus 3 is minus 3 by 4, and our z value which we found is a plus b minus c by 2, right? So that is a plus b minus c by 2. So a plus b minus c by 2. So this will be 4 minus 2 plus 3 by 2. So this is 2 plus 3, which is a plus b. So 4 minus 2 minus c. So sorry, minus c. So there will be minus 1 by 2. 4. What is our z value? It is a plus b minus c by 2. So our a is 4, b is minus 2, and our c is 3. So it will be 4 minus 5. So it is minus 1 by 2. Yes. So what we have found is, so the corresponding matrix with respect to this basis, our first column will be 17 by 4 minus 3 by 4, and it is minus 1 by 2 here. So in similar way you find these two columns. So these two columns can be found by this substituting what? A is equal to 2 comma 1 comma 1. Sorry, you just substitute a is equal to minus 2, b is equal to 4, c is equal to 9. You will get the corresponding x, y, z. So it will be a second column, and here you just substitute a is equal to 7, b is equal to minus 3, and c is equal to 4, right? So that's it. So I'll just give you an answer. So the matrix of transformation will be, this will be 35 by 4, and this is 15 by 4, and this is minus 7 by 2, and this is 11 by 2, and this is minus 3 by 2, and this is 0, right? So this is a required matrix for the given transformations. So you can also do this by simplifying each and every equation. So you can do this by just x minus y plus 2z is equal to 4, and 2y plus z is equal to minus 2, and x plus y plus z is equal to 3. You can solve this equation also, but it will take many more time when compared to this method, right? So we'll move on to the second question now. Yeah, the second question is, define eigenvalue and eigenvector. Prove that let T be a linear operator on a finite dimensional vector space, then show that 0 is a characteristic value of T if and only if T is not invertible, right? So I already explained the definition of eigenvalue and eigenvector in linear algebra playlist. So let me explain again. So that you can see that the top right, eigenvalues are characteristic value, both are same. So let T be a linear operator on the n-dimensional vector space. Then a scalar C belongs to F. The scalar is very important. C, we have to choose some scalar in the field such that then C is called characteristic value if there exists a non-zero vector alpha such that P alpha is equal to C alpha, right? This is the definition of eigenvalue. So if you want more explanation, you can see the linear algebra playlist. And the characteristic vector is that the difference between characteristic value and characteristic vector is that, so here we have seen T alpha is equal to C alpha, both look same here, but here this C belongs to the field, but here the C belongs to what? F, but this alpha belongs to B, right? So T alpha is equal to C alpha. So any non-zero vector alpha in B such that T alpha is equal to C alpha is called the characteristic vector corresponding to characteristic value. You know how to find eigenvalues and eigenvector, right? Yeah. So these two are definition of eigenvalues and eigenvector. And you have to know about what is meant by singular transformation and non-singular transformation. So in the matrix, when you say matrix is singular matrix, the determinant is 0, we say it is a singular matrix, right? And we say the matrix is non-singular if the determinant is not equal to 0. So similarly we will define what is meant by singular transformation, non-singular transformation. You know what is meant by kernel of T, right? So you please go to linear algebra playlist before watching this video. So if this T and B and W are the vector space, there will be a 0 vector here, and some other vectors will be V, W. We already know 0 vector will be always mapped to 0 vector in linear transformation, right? If this is 0 vector is the only vector that is mapped to 0, then the transformation is called non-singular transformation, right? Suppose if there are some more vectors other than 0, let us say this is alpha, this is beta, this is also mapped to 0. That means there are not only 0 vector mapped to 0, some other vectors also mapped to 0, means then that transformation will be a singular transformation, right? So let T is said to be a non-singular if the null space of T consists only 0 vector alone. So you know what's the null space of T, right? So null space of T are the set of all vectors in V that are mapped to 0, right? So set of all x in V such that Tx is equal to 0. So if this contains only 0 vector, that means 0 is only mapped to 0, then that transformation is called non-singular transformation. And suppose if there exists a non-zero vector, let us say this is alpha, let us say this is beta, that is also mapped to 0, that is T of alpha is equal to 0, then T is said to be a singular transformation, right? So with these three definitions, we are ready to prove our theorem. So what this theorem says is that define eigenvalue and eigenvector, show that 0 is an eigenvalue of T if and only if T is not invertible, right? Suppose what this theorem says is that to prove, what we need to prove is 0 is an eigenvalue if and only if T is not invertible. T is not invertible means 0 is an eigenvalue if and only if determinant of T is 0, right? So T is not invertible means inverse does not exist. Inverse does not exist means determinant has to be equal to 0. So if the determinant is 0, then surely 0 is an eigenvalue. 0 will be one of the eigenvalue of T. For example, let us consider the matrix, say, let us consider the transform, this is 1 and 2, this is -1, -2. So what will be the determinant of this matrix? This is 2 minus 2 is equal to 0, right? So 0 is determinant is 0 here. So by closing the eyes, we can say among these two values, one eigenvalue must be 0. So you can also verify this. So you know the characteristic polynomial will be lambda square minus s1 lambda plus s2 is equal to 0, and our s1 is the trace. So this is 3 lambda. Our s2 is determinant. It is equal to 0. That means lambda square minus 3 lambda is equal to 0. So I can take lambda common here. So this will be equal to 0. So that means 0 and 3 are eigenvalues. So you can see 0 is one of the eigenvalues. Why? Because if there is no constant term, you can see the characteristic in the characteristic polynomial, the constant terms are determinant, right? So for example, if you consider the 3 cross 3 matrix, the characteristic polynomial will be lambda cube minus s1 lambda square plus s2 lambda minus s3 is equal to 0, where s1 is the trace, s2 is the sum of the minus of the diagonal element, and s3 is the determinant again. So since this is equal to 0, there will be no constant term in the characteristic polynomial. If there is no constant term in the characteristic polynomial, we can always take lambda outside as a common term, and we can equate that to 0, and there will be some more eigenvalues from this solving this equation. So if the determinant is equal to 0, we can always take lambda common from the characteristic polynomial, right? So if the determinant is 0, 0 will be one of the eigenvalues. That is what we have to prove in this theorem. So proof. So it is an if or only if part. So if or only if means first we assume this and we have to prove this, and then we have to assume this, and then we have to prove this, right? Yeah, so we'll get on to the proof. It's just a 2-minute proof. So let us assume 0 is an eigenvalue. What we have to prove? T is not invertible, right? T is not invertible. So what we assumed that 0 is an eigenvalue. So 0 is an eigenvalue means, so by according to the definition of eigenvalue, what the definition of eigenvalue is that we have to choose C belongs to F, then C is called eigenvalue if T alpha is equal to C alpha, right? So here 0 is an eigenvalue, so that means our T alpha is equal to 0 alpha, right? C is called an eigenvalue if T alpha is equal to C alpha. That is what the definition. You can see the definition. Then a C is called a characteristic value if there exists a non-zero vector T alpha is equal to C alpha. So that means T alpha is equal to 0, right? T alpha is equal to 0. This alpha belongs to what? B, right? This alpha belongs to B. So this means our transformation is singular. Why? Because there are many alphas that are mapped to 0 here. You can see that if there exists a non-zero vector, alpha belongs to B. So here the alphas are non-zero vector. You can see that a scalar C is called characteristic value if there exists a non-zero vector alpha such that T alpha is equal to C alpha. So here T alpha is equal to C alpha, alpha is non-zero. So here also alpha is non-zero. So non-zero vector is mapped to 0. That means the transformation is singular. So transformation is singular means our determinant will be equal to 0. Right? See, this is one of the easiest proof. I think it will be clear. You just quote the definition of eigenvalue definition. So by definition of eigenvalue, C is called the eigenvalue if there exists a non-zero vector alpha such that T alpha is equal to C alpha. Here alpha is non-zero and we have to choose our eigenvalue is 0 here. So that means T alpha is equal to 0 alpha. Alpha is non-zero. So non-zero vector is mapped to 0. If 0 vector is mapped to 0, then the matrix will be non-singular transformation. But here the non-zero vector is mapped to 0. So therefore it is singular. Now we assume the converse part. So assume T is not invertible. T is not invertible. So what we have to prove? 0 is an eigenvalue. We have to prove that if this happens, we have to prove that 0 is an eigenvalue. So what we assumed? T is not invertible. T is not invertible. That means what? That means T is not invertible means that transformation has to be a singular transformation, right? So T is not invertible means that transformation has to be what? That means T is singular. T is singular. So what is T singular means? Non-zero vector are mapped to 0. So alpha is non-zero by definition of singular matrix, right? So you can see the singular matrix definition is if there exists a non-zero vector alpha such that T alpha is equal to 0, then T is said to be singular. So there exists some non-zero vector mapped to 0. That means T alpha is equal to 0. So I can write this as T alpha is equal to 0 into alpha, right? I can write 0 as 0 into alpha. When you compare the definition of the eigenvalues definition, alpha is non-zero here and C is 0 here. So that means our eigenvalue is 0. You just have to know the definition of eigenvalues and the singular transformation, then you are, so therefore 0 is an eigenvalue, right? So T alpha is equal to C alpha, then C is called eigenvalue if there exists a non-zero vector alpha. So clearly alpha is non-zero vector here because of singular transformation by definition of singular, and you can see our eigenvalue is 0. So therefore 0 is an eigenvalue. So therefore hence the proof, right? So that's it. So in the next video I will post the question of the day after what, let us say after 1 or 2 p.m. so that I'll post the solutions in the tomorrow morning. So that's it. We'll see you next video. Goodbye. Thank you.